What's up, family? We have some breaking news to share with you today, starting off with the Iranian president and the prime minister were traveling in a helicopter, and they ended up going into a little bit of a foggy area, and we did receive reports that the helicopter may have crashed. Yes, this happened earlier on Sunday, in which for hours they were searching for the particular crash to see exactly what happened, and unfortunately late last night they did find a particular helicopter in the crash site, and unfortunately there were no signs of life at the crash site. Yes, we are talking about the helicopter that was carrying the Iranian president. His name was Ibrahim Raisi. I'm sure I'm butchering that name, but according to the state information, yes, they did find this particular aircraft and the crash site, and there was no official life left of this particular helicopter crash. Now, like I said, this is the Iranian president and the prime minister, and according to the Iranian state news agency, no survivors were found. Again, guys, this is obviously some tragic news, even though this is dealing with Iran, which we know that has a huge issue or concerns with the United States. But outside of that, we definitely do not want to see someone like this at this particular statute of a president and a prime minister losing their life. So we obviously do want to take the time to send up a few prayers for these individuals, as well as those other ones that were traveling with them on this particular helicopter. We definitely want to keep those lifted up in our prayers. And like I said, the official news came out late last night, and I definitely wanted to share that information with you today. Moving on, guys, we do have some updated information in regards to the minimum wage. We all talked about how the minimum wage of California recently was raised to about $20 per hour, where now we are seeing where King County is now raising their minimum wage to $20.29. This is not necessarily shocking, but according to the King County Council, they did approve of a minimum wage increase last week, bringing it to $20.29 per hour, which is the highest in the country. That is why this is considered some breaking news. This is the highest minimum wage that has been introduced in this country of the United States. The wage hike builds on a long history of minimum wage increases in Washington. The state's minimum wage went from $15.74 to $16.28 earlier in January, which was around a 3.4% increase. While Washington's statewide minimum wage is the highest in the U.S., it falls just below the District of Columbia's minimum wage, which is $17 per hour. Again, just to remind you that on a federal level, the minimum wage is still sitting at around $7.25. They probably won't raise that anytime soon, because it does look like since the federal government is so slow with things, states are taking it into their own possession to raise their own minimum wage. So again, guys, I just wanted to share that information with you just in case you live in King County. I know some of you out there may live there, and this may actually affect you, and it may not, but I at least thought I wanted to share that information with you. But moving on, guys, we do need to go ahead and talk about Social Security. We do have a little bit of good news from Social Security in regards to the money or the amount of benefits that one can actually receive on a monthly basis. Yes, as you can see, according to this article, it says that there is some good news from Social Security, which means that more money and more people will be eligible for more benefits. Scrolling down, as we can see, that it says that this week is bringing a little bit of good news for all Social Security beneficiaries, as the Social Security Administration has announced that more money will be available and more people will be eligible to receive higher monthly benefits. Though this news is not necessarily promising, but it is important to highlight that Social Security trust funds remain very vulnerable, as some experts say that they may be depleted by the year of 2033, which last week we did receive an updated report which stated that they looked at the numbers again, and it does show that they will not be depleted by 2033, that they will be depleted by 2034. So that was a little bit of good news as well, because it seems like the money will actually last for an additional year from the previous information that was reported. it. But anyways, if the Social Security trust funds are eventually drained, the program will be unable to make full payments for 11 years, raising some worries and some concerns, given that we do have a strong economy. However, we do still face the issue of low unemployment and rising wages in this country. And according to the Social Security Commissioner, Martin O'Malley, he is very optimistic about the projections, but he is urging lawmakers to act very quickly. With 50% of retirees relying on Social Security, he believes that the program can continue to make payments as long as Americans continue to work. Real quick, there is a little bit of discrepancy in regards to this particular statement, because what he is saying, it is exactly true. Everyone that is receiving Social Security will continue to receive benefits even once the year of 2033 or 2034 rolls around. But the part that they are not talking about is that individuals that are receiving Social Security benefits, they will not be receiving the full amount of benefits after the money is depleted from the Social Security Trust Fund. That is one thing that no one is actually talking about. But yes, it is true that payments will continue on. However, they won't be full payments. They will turn over into being partial payments. And yes, we do have one particular way in which this problem can actually be fixed, but I'll tell you about it in just a moment. But anyways, in regards to the Commissioner of Social Security, he said, furthermore, Congress needs to act in a bipartisan way, like it has done in the past, to extend the financial stability of the trust funds in the immediate future. Since the year 2021, Social Security's cost has increased relative to the income in 2023. Overall, Social Security spending was $1,392 million, while the fund income was around $1,351 million, which is short of around $40 million. Again, this is why the trust funds will run out of money by the year of 2033 or 2034. Now, again, according to the current assessment on the state of the Social Security Trust Funds, which was released, like I said, earlier this month on May the 6th, it indicated that Americans may cease receiving full payments in 2035, 1 year later than anticipated in the 2023 study. And according to the yearly report to Congress, only 83% of benefits from 2035, which is around 3% more than last year's forecast, will be covered by the combined assets of the insurance trust funds, which include disability benefits and aging and survivors insurance. So again, the goal of the reforms proposed by the Social Security Administration Office is to speed up the bureaucratic procedures, as well as to expand the eligibility for supplemental security income, or better known as the SSI payments, for individuals, as well as they want to, or they need to, boost the benefits for those who are currently receiving the benefits that are 65 years of age or older, as well as children and disability assistance programs. So anyways, guys, overall, this is a little bit of good news, and this is also a little bit of necessarily disappointing news, but that is some good information that we will see an increase in the benefits. However, how long will those benefits actually last? We do know that we are going to see less than 10 years before those funds actually run out of money. But there is one way that they can actually fix this program, and that is all they have to do is raise the cap on the amount of income payroll taxes for Social Security benefits. We all know that there is a current cap sitting at around, I believe, $163,000, which means that for those individuals that make more than that, they are being capped at that $163,000 per year in the amount that is actually taxed for Social Security. All they have to do is raise that limit. I believe that President Biden has previously talked about where he wants to raise that cap from the $163,000 level all the way up to $400,000 per year, which means if Biden, or let's say the future president, is able to change that particular regulation in regards to the taxing of Social Security, that could pretty much fix the Social Security Trust Fund issue that we are dealing with. Yes, it is as simple as that. That would generate almost twice as much money that we are currently receiving right now. As you saw earlier in this particular article, it talked about the amount of funds that they are receiving on an annual basis, which is around $1,392 million. Yes, that would almost double if they just increase the amount of the money that is being taxed for Social Security benefits. But yes, some lawmakers are in favor of this. And then on the flip side, some lawmakers are definitely against this because obviously for anyone making more than $163,000 per year, they are almost on the upper middle class or the wealthy individuals. And they do not want to see more taxes or them being taxed for money going to Social Security because let's face it, it doesn't even affect them. I would only assume that those individuals that are making that type of money won't necessarily be depending on Social Security benefits once they get to the retirement age. But on the flip side, everyone else, including President Biden, is calling for an increase in that cap all the way up to $400,000. And like I said, that could pretty much fix this entire issue. I believe I saw a particular report that talked about if they can actually raise the cap in regards to Social Security taxing, that could potentially push us through Social Security benefits for at least another 30 years or so. That is huge, guys, when you think about it. However, things are still going up. Prices of goods and services continue to go up. Prices at the grocery stores as well as foods, everything continues to go up. So again, that number could also change considering that information. But as we sit right now, these are the ways that we can actually fix the crisis. And I call it a crisis because so many individuals have relied on receiving these benefits until the end of time for them. And now you're telling them that these benefits won't last for more than 9 years or so. This is a tragedy. Yes. So again, like I said, there are ways to fix this. However, we are still struggling with the issue of getting lawmakers to support this issue and moving forward. So anyways, guys, I will keep you guys posted as usual if anything changes, but I at least wanted to share that information with you. But real quick, guys, there is one individual person that is not necessarily happy right now, and that is this Florida man, which is just recently turned 66 years old. He actually tried to apply for Social Security benefits, and unfortunately, guys, he found out some very shocking news. Check this out right here, guys. He said that he actually found out that he was not a U.S. citizen after being denied Social Security benefits. And he responded with a statement, "I'm overwhelmed." He said that, "Look, I felt that they are robbing me," according to the latest report. And as you can see in this particular picture, this is the guy right here, a pretty looking nice guy. He said that I was blindsided. This Florida man finds out that he's not a legal citizen 60 years after moving to the United States. What a horrible thing to find out, guys. It looks like that he lives in a mobile home in Clearwater, Florida, which is a great beach, guys, if you haven't been there. But anyways, unfortunately, this guy, he found out this horrible news, guys. It looks like that he was born to a Canadian mother and an American father, but he was immigrated from Canada to the United States when he was a toddler. He tells people that he had no previous issues concerning his U.S. citizenship until he applied for his Social Security benefits. What a horrible way to find out this information. And then again, what a horrible way to find out that you will not be receiving Social Security benefits at the time when you have just retired and you are applying for it. Guys, pray for this man. Pray for anyone out there that has the same type of situation. Anyways, guys, I at least wanted to share that story with you because it is definitely, I can only imagine his feelings right now, guys. But anyways, let me know what you think about that, guys. Also, if you get an opportunity, please hit the like button on this video. I really appreciate it. And then if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, guys. It is right here down below. I appreciate it. Outside of all of that, I hope to see you guys on the next video.